Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Virgo. If Virgo is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. All right, let's see what these tea leaves have to say today. And so our card for this reading is the Six of Swords, which has to do with science. And this is kind of all about balancing spirit and nature, finding tangible results from your spiritual work, magical work, and so on. Maybe rites of passage, and healing. To me, I always think of healing with this card. Okay, so I feel like, where do I want to start? We have some interesting formations here. So I'm seeing the eyes. We have the eyes. We have a nice circle here. It looks like we have another set of eyes over here. And more than one. It looks like a horse, maybe some kind of pack animal. Here we have a camel, and it's right next to, kind of kissing a person who is on their knees here, okay? So what I am seeing with the eyes, with this kind of, it is more of a sun, incomplete circle, kind of a sun, blessing this image here. I feel like you've had this kind of sensation where it's like, I've noticed something, maybe synchronicities, patterns, some kind of coincidence, something that felt meaningful, and you've thought, was this for me? Or was this for somebody else? Did I see a sign for somebody else? Or you know, did I kind of stumble into somebody else's story, you know, where I'm witnessing their magic? Well, no. This was meant for you, and you want to know why? Because everything is meant for you. You are the witness of your own reality, of your own life. You are the main character, okay? You are all of the archetypes. Now, just because everything is meant for you, everything is created by you, everything is filtered through you from the universe down through your lens of experience, how you view reality, that does not mean that you should partake in all of it, right? We must be discerning, and that's really where the work lies. We must use that solar energy, that illuminating light, to make good decisions for ourselves. Just because we notice something interesting, it tickles our, you know, our senses a little bit, does not mean that we need to follow it down the rabbit hole, do we? And here I see with the camel, even with the horse or donkey or whatever this is down here, similar energies. enduring, useful, able to retain a wealth of necessity. The camel especially, we think it holds the waters. And so do you. Those emotional, creative waters, you keep them on reserve. Sometimes for better or worse, right? But here I see this devoted being on their knees kissing the camel right on the nose, right in the face there, holding on to one another. A devoted partnership, a companion. I feel like you are probably very close to animals. Literally, you are somebody who animals trust. But I also think that you've blessed yourself by really fortifying yourself, making better decisions, going where it feels right for you to go. Just because you are awake, doesn't mean that you need to be a part of every little thing. Does not mean that you have to hyperfixate on every little thing, especially if it is disruptive to your life, especially if it's something that makes you feel terrible and terror constantly. I feel like you have this wonderful ability to really shed light on things. You have an ability to talk to people in a way they understand. You have an interest to learn. You probably are somewhat of not only an advocate, but maybe really care about the well-being of others. You want them to understand the things that you understand, see the things that you see, and that's okay. That's wonderful, probably. But, sometimes we get wrapped up in these cycles of really just they call it doom corn. You can change the first letter and know what I'm talking about. Seeking out awful news, scary things. And some of them, probably most of it, is maybe true on some level, whatever true means. But, living in constant fear of life, of the world, of, the way that we as a collective are going, who does that help? And worse yet, when we continually poison the waters with fear, it's a fine line between educating people, helping people, see, quote unquote, the truth, and scaring people, keeping people enslaved by perpetuated fears. It is kind of psychic abuse, really. So we must be mindful of that. I'm a true, and this maybe is the only place where I'm a true believer in anything, that the only way that we can really, really heal our communities, break the cycles of abuse, break the cycles of, treachery, is by self-work. Healing of self and our immediate communities, small communities, our families, our chosen families, our friends groups, Not by forcing things on them, but by loving one another, taking care of one another, being understanding of one another. You know, as much as we can. And sometimes we have to do that from afar. And that's okay. We need to have those boundaries as well and keep each other accountable. Here we have a large A. What is that? Hopefully an A plus, right? Getting an A on something. But also the beginning of something new. Okay. I feel like spirit is very close in your life, showing itself to you. It's always there, right? But you are actively engaging with it, and you can see that in the blessings. I was watching, and I need to find the name, but I was watching some videos of people doing Reiki and muscle work, working on deep traumas and primal screaming, crying, being held by one another. And I was in tears because I know exactly. I do my own primal screaming. I cry often. I cry deeply. You know, I could fill a whole lake, right, with tears. And I used to be very embarrassed by that, honestly, but now I don't care. I'll cry anywhere. I need to let it out. I need to let it out, you know? But I think, you know, some of the most important work that we can do is holding space for each other, listening. I feel like we're in a place where we just really need to be together with the people we feel safe with. We went through a cycle collectively of being kind of stuck. You know, a lot of people disenfranchised, alienated from each other. You know, we had to be. It was the way that we were all kind of having to live. You know, and there was a lot of, and I hate to use this word, but hysteria, and not because of the medical stuff that, you know, whatever, but a lot of people turn to being afraid of a lot of things. And I understand that. I was too. Being afraid of conspiracy stuff, you know, looking at people, thinking they have ulterior motives, a lot of division, right? And I think that's normal. It's a stress crisis response that people have. I think that is something that happens. And, you know, I think that we're digging ourselves out of that. And I think that there's a lot of healing that needs to be done. And I think we're doing that, hopefully, by creating space for each other, holding space for one another, within reason, right? We still need to take care of ourselves. We can't just, you know, widely open to every person, you know, unless you are some kind of, you know, magnificent healer that is really good at like psychic self-protection. I am not. That's why I do these kinds of readings, because although I get to know a lot of people and I encounter a lot of energies, it's hard for me to be directly related to people because I internalize so much. And, you know, I'm deep in my own trauma work right now. Ongoing, many years. But, you know, I think that Virgo, gosh, we are really in a place where we are interested in uplifting each other, raising the consciousness. And I think that is so important. I see this person holding up this beautiful flower. We have a dog, the loyalty. We are such loyal beings. And I am a Virgo. That's why I'm saying that. Us. I also see we have a person standing here kind of pointing to this metaphysical zone. We have a bird flying into it. We have another person who is in movement towards it, looking into spirit, right? Here we have another person standing in a power pose. Beautiful, that stance. Kind of almost, you can imagine standing upon the earth in this beautiful, solid, fortified posture. And so, what are we doing? You know, I think that we are working towards the greater upliftment. We are helpers. We are those who like to be, you know, the builders of things. We like to organize. We like to, you know, just be involved. Maybe not with a lot of people, but I think, you know, importantly, at least with those closest to us. But I urge you, you know, if you are in a place of fear, which a lot of us are, about a lot of different things, you know, let's work these things out instead of pouring it into other people. I can't tell you how many, you know, videos and whatever things that I receive, links, about all kinds of really interesting information, but things that are so out of my control. I don't have room in my psyche for all of it. I just don't. And I can't feel bad about that anymore. I need to work on cleaning up my side of the road, as we say in recovery. I got to work on my stuff. You know, my family, my stuff. People that are close to me, the people that I vibe with their energies and back and forth, right? And putting it into this place here, this where I do my readings. You know, I do these because I like connecting with people, but I also really hope in some small way that you know, when something resonates with somebody, when they think, oh my gosh, like I thought I was the only one that felt that way, you know, it makes them feel not alone. Maybe gives you some ideas, some like tools to try some things. I would never tell you what to do. I would never tell you what is wrong or right. Only that, you know, I hope that we all can heal, that we all can find reasons that we want to live lives that are meaningful, right? To us. It doesn't have to be meaningful to somebody else. To you. I want your life to be meaningful to you. Okay? Also, we have, and I feel like this is a total Virgo animal, is the possum, right? I love the possum. They're they have the most like earth mama energy. Have you seen them carry all their little babies around? They have like they seem scary when you roll up on them and they start hissing at you, but they're so sweet. They probably will never bite you. You know, they're wonderful for your yards, for keeping the little bugs down, especially ticks. We have a lot of ticks where I live, so that is very important for us. they're sweet. They're sweet babies, and they get a bad rap, but they're very thoughtful, intentional. They're nocturnal. They kind of sneak around and do their things. They have their routines. Like I said, they take care of those babies. They have the little pouch, and then the babies start coming out. They hang off their backs. They take care of them for a long time. They're hard workers. Okay? And that is Virgo summed up. If you are, it doesn't matter what you identify as, but even if you are, strong male Virgo, you still have that Earth Mama energy. You know what I mean. You do. You take care of yours deeply and emotionally too. You're very connected to your people. And, this is the thing. We just got to keep ourselves in check. We got to keep... Also, you know what? I, as a Virgo, will not, and this is the thing too, other people are drawn to us because they know that we're open-minded and we have those eyes to see. So they want to bring us to, these places of further knowing, right, as they are. And that's why I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think this is often Virgos are the people that we draw in, people that really are scared about things. And because we have that mama vibe, right? And they want to share with us. The world's ending in a week. The government's going to do this, these kinds of really salacious, whatever it is. And hey, maybe all that stuff's true. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But I absolutely have no room for... I have gotten to that place in my life. It has been a few years, actually. I care, but I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I do care, of course. But I cannot abide that energy. I cannot. I am brutal about it. Not mean, but I'm brutal. I put up a wall about it. And I do not mind telling people in my life, I love you. I think it's amazing that you're on this journey of awareness. But, you don't be the person, with the bell in the street. The end is nigh. The end is nigh. Don't come to my doorway with that. We're building each other up here. Even if the world is burning, we are building each other up here. Okay? We're transcending through love, support, healing, right? And that's the energy. I'm sorry, but I'm not. We have a horse running here. We have a flower. It looks like a field of flowers, really. And I just see this, and I see a person kind of down here gazing at all this. And I think walking into that beautiful garden, that the meadows, the fields are open, the horse is running, the spirit is there. There's so much vitality, so much beauty, so much awe, right? It's all about being in love, man. That's my vibe for this season. Being in love with the awe. Spreading that love around. I want to be like a warm hug. You know what I mean? I want to be like a warm hug to everybody I encounter. I want to be that grandma energy. I want to feed you. I want to make you feel comfortable. I want to tell you all of the nice things that I see about you, how proud of you I am. I think that's a Virgo thing, man. Once we get out of the ick, because I've been different. I've been a pretty miserable person. I still can get there. Don't let me fool you. But I think that we also just have that natural taking care of others kind of vibe. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do that this cycle. Okay, these are the divine doors. And these cards are so cool. They're all different pictures of doors, and then they have something neat on the back. So I'm going to just kind of stop where it feels right. Ooh, these ones are nice. It looks like maybe on a castle, or I don't know. What are those Viking dinner hall things called? It kind of reminds me of that, the carving on it. I'm not exactly sure what culture this is, but I'm going to turn it. Oh, and it says 1111. Numbers in doubles. Synchronicity in 2. Don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. Here we go. Confirmation. And it says pass this card on. So when you get this deck, some of these you're supposed to give to other people. I'm using them for reading, so I'm going to keep it. But these are a beautiful deck. And let me show you these again. Divine Doors by, and I'm so bad at names. Andreas and Gracia. Gracia? Don't listen to me. I'm bad with names. I practice them. If I'm meeting somebody new and I don't, oh my goodness, I really not good. Okay, so I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm. And we love the algorithm. I love you, algorithm. And we want to make it happy by giving it the engagement that it wants. And these are things like liking the video, sharing the readings on other social media sites or platforms, watching the readings from the beginning to the end. If you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. Other than that, if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read all of them. I try to reply back to all of them. There's more and more every day. So sometimes I don't get back to every single one, but I'm trying to, I promise. I do read them all though. Okay. And I love you all. You're my favorite people in the whole world. And what else? I think that's it. Happy equinox. We're in autumn and spring, wherever you are. I hope it is a wonderful season. We're going to do the dang thing. All right, Virgo. Talk to you in just a few days.